Okay, so today we're going to talk about how exactly you talk to a girl on the phone for the first time. Now, first of all, I have to be honest. I have not been active when it comes to this in a while because I just haven't had the time anymore. You know, I'm not a fucking teenager anymore. I can't be up all night on the fucking phone like I used to. But back in the day, I was a fucking killer. And I know I'm still a killer because, you know, once you ride a bike, you just ride the bike. You don't forget. So, here's the thing. When you first get on the phone with a chick, I used to have some bread and butter lines because the truth of the matter is if you first get on the phone with a chick, you're gonna have those little butterflies, and if you listen to her, you can tell she also has those little butterflies. So what you do is you have a few little bread and butter techniques to just kind of break the ice. What I used to do is, see, for me, like most of the time when I talk to girls on the phone, it was chicks that I had met online, and I was trying to get them to meet up with me in person because personally, I had a rule against, I refuse to meet any girl on the internet unless I spoke to her on the phone. 100%. You're not going to catch me on some motherfucking episode of Catfish. That's just what it is. So, when you get on the phone with them, what I would do is I would say certain things. Like, one thing I would always say was, I would comment on their voice. For example, as soon as I heard them, no matter what the fuck they sounded like, I would basically be like, you know, you don't actually sound like how I thought you would sound like. At that point, they're just gonna ask, oh my god, what do I sound like? Because you already know bitches obsessed with themselves and people's perception of them. So I actually got this a lot from them because what would happen is, because you know I'm a babyface Asian motherfucker, I would get on the phone and bitches would be like, oh my god, I didn't expect you to sound like this, and all this type of shit. They were just taken aback by how sexy I sounded. I could just tell in their voice, so I kind of just took it and flipped it, and I would bring it back to them. So what I would do is I would just focus on how, like, just how this is the first time we're speaking. Like, oh man, I didn't think you would sound like this. So tell me, like, are you normally blah blah blah? Like, oh cool, where are you from? Once they start talking about where they're from, I'm making jokes, I'm making comments, by just acknowledging the fact that, oh shit, like I didn't expect this, or I didn't expect you to look like this or to sound like this. This even works on a first date. Like if I meet a girl on the first date, those first couple minutes, they can be crucial. They're very critical. Girls, they're looking at you, they're looking at every little movement, looking to see what you do during awkward silences. So when you just break the ice right off the bat, like, oh shit, wow, I didn't think you'd be this short, to be honest. Like I didn't think you'd be this short a person, I'm sorry. Or whatever the case. Little icebreakers like that, that's how you start off those conversations to eventually move to something a little deeper, a little more flirty, eventually sexual. And by the end of the night, I usually had bitches basically having phone sex and sending me pictures, which was the shit if you have not done that shit before. But for now it's more like a novelty that I just, it's cool. But for those of you, if this is your first time, don't freak out. Once you get her on the phone, just understand, it's just like real life. Don't freak out. You know, if the conversation goes silent for a second, I would have I'm not gonna lie, I wish I recorded them more often, because a lot of the shit I would say was fucking, it was just shit that I memorized as a bread and butter line that I never wrote down. Like, if there was an awkward silence, for example, I would just say, like, you know, I was thinking, it's like I'm on the phone with this girl, and she seems pretty cool. She's kind of goofy, but like, what do you think I should do about her? Like, you think I should friend zone her? I mean, she kind of wants to take me out on a date and be really romantic, and by that point, she already knows you're talking about her. It's a joke. It's like a play on word. You're basically role playing, like you're asking her what she thinks about herself if she was someone else, like a friend of yours. Little shit like that, role playing games, shit like that. They were just great ways of picking up the conversation when the conversation would go dead. So, with all that being said, see you on the other side.